Today's Bible verse is Luke chapter 2, verse 52. You don't even have to look for it. It's a very simple verse. It says, and Jesus grew in wisdom and stature, in favor of God and human. Okay? But I really don't like the translation, in favor of. Korean translation actually brings more accurate nuance of the original language, which is sweetness or loveliness. In Korean it says, 예수님이 지혜와 키가 자라가면서 하나님과 사람들 앞에 더욱 사랑스러워져 가더라. He became sweeter, lovelier in the presence of God and the human. So last week I talked about the empathy, most noble quality that human has, which is image of God is empathizing others' pain and suffering. If this whole world, we humans, person, can feel the other's pain and suffering, I mean, everything will be solved and peaceful. All those horrible things going in this world, which I don't have to tell you, probably you know more than I do, is simply because we don't feel pain of others. And so if you really want to have a successful life, not in the secular meaning, but truly successful life in the original meaning of life, the first thing we need to have, this is not right, correct the expression, because the ability to empathize is already within us, is image of God. And it just takes a courage to feel others' pain. You know, ordinarily, husband need a little bit of courage to feel the wife's heart and pain. And so it takes courage to exercise what we have already. So last week was empathy that I emphasized. And today I'd like to share the loveliness or sweetness. I prefer the sweetness. Okay, let me ask you. Let's say your spouse, husband or wife, is very honest, diligent, right all the time, doing things right, you know, all those good things. Yet, he or she doesn't have a sweetness. Will you like to live with him or her? Everything is right, but not lovely, not sweet. That will be such a pain. I mean, it's better he or she be wrong all the time. Sometimes we miss that. We like, I don't know, probably you do as I do. I love children. I love children. And they know who love them, right? So they like me. And after service, I don't like to talk with the adult. Because adult talk is always business talk. Do I look like a businessman? In fact, I am. Religious business is a good thing, Christine. You should know. And when I talk with the children, I don't have to be anybody. They talk to me not because I'm a pastor. They talk to me not because I know better than they are. Nothing like that. To them, just simply we're the human here. Very weird. It's adult, but his mental age is just like us. So they like me. And what the children has, the often adult miss is their loveliness, the sweetness. I mean, being adult meaning, right? You try so hard to be right. You try so hard to be not wrong. I mean, when we are not wrong, I mean, we become somebody. You know, like I'm in Christianity and I'm a pastor in Christianity, but you know, when other people are wrong, let's say homosexuality is wrong, right? And I am not wrong, right? Then they suddenly become something so righteous. I mean, before you do anything else, can you feel the pain and suffering of their heart, whoever they are? Without that, God's power, God's presence, very hard to be working in there. And that the communion of heart, communion of being, rather than the, playing role. What flows in there we called sweetness. Jesus growing up, there is only one expression. Doesn't need anything else. He grew up in the wisdom and stature, in sweetness, before God and the human. So we have a heart of empathy and the sweetness. Trust me, your life will be successful. Successful not in the condition sense. Successful not in the competition. I mean, it will follow. I guarantee it will follow. But before that, your life will become, you will begin to have power to enjoy who you are. You will begin to have courage to embrace who they are. You will enjoy the power to be one, connectedness, to feel and understand each other. When the relationship turns into that kind of relationship, it's not something you try to do. It's not something your effort, as Zechariah says, it's not might, it's not effort. Something begins to flow from your heart. We have the sweetness. We want to be sweet. Listen, is there anyone who, I want to be nasty? That's my goal and desire. Anyone here? Then my question is, why are you nasty all the time? Nice way, right? Nasty, nice way. Isn't that what called the human life and society? We slowly killing each other. Especially in the marriage and relationship. I mean, yes, Bible is right. We are deceived. We are so deceived. We're losing all this essential quality, the true quality of human. And we gain all these secondary things, not primary things, like degree, my location in the society, socio-economic, political conditions of my life, all those things. Yes, we try so hard to gain all those things, and we have lost. We forgot what kind of being we are. We are being can feel others' heart. Therefore, we could unite together in oneness, not in political teaming up, not social logical bonding. It's just heart-to-heart thing. And in spite of so much weakness, Shuram, you want to come in here? My preaching is getting into your age. And in spite of all the weakness, and all the wickedness, and all the sinfulness, do you know why human is still the great being? Is in the pain and sometimes even despair, we have a sweetness. We have place to come back. Yes, in the world, we're deceived by the appearances, phenomena. Phenomena not in the ordinary term, in the meaning opposite to the essence. Yeah, we are conditioned by conditions. We are possessed by the circumstances. We easily forget who truly I am, what kind of essence that I have. Yet it doesn't erase. It is always there. So remember, most powerful thing that human has is to whoever, whichever, I could be sweet. That's a very powerful thing. Now, let me ask another question. If you have a child, what kind of person he or she may grow up to be? You want him or her to be very educated and able, and hopefully leading this society and people and all those things. But all those good things lose meaning and light if your child loses sweetness of it. Without sweetness, everyone come next to your child will not be blessed, will be cursed. Never feared that warmth of human. Never feel the blessing of a relationship. Rather, cold cases. So obviously, when we have child, our child to be more than anything, he or she be sweet person. Do you agree with me? Yes? Yeah. I don't care you agree. Whatever I say is the truth. And it's my truth that my 3 sons be more than anything, be a sweet person. Every time they bring their girlfriend to me, I'm so happy to meet them. And I always them, be sweet. Because everyone asks, we hardly get. What's the big deal? To be sweet to person next to me. I mean, we deceived, conditionalize everything. If you are not like this, if you don't do what I expect you to do, if you are not what I'm asking to be, you will be judged, continually judged. You will never see life is a sweet thing. That's what we do. I mean, what's so important? What can be more important than person itself? So I always ask them, be sweet, okay? And that's, if we begin to see the nature of life, myself, others, and all these important people around me, I want them to be more than anything but sweetness, life of sweetness. Sweetness doesn't mean you are being good all the time. Sweetness really takes courage to be honest. You be sweet without honesty. That's insulting. So when Jesus grew up in sweetness, it doesn't mean just a conditionalized sweet thing, Now, I go into the final question. Okay, so, deep in our heart, whether we consciously recognize or not, we want ourselves to be the person of sweetness. And our children grow up to be person of sweetness. But when they grow up, do we see the sweetness? When they enter into age of 12, do you see the sweetness or nastiness? Have? In between. Jeremiah. Huh? Okay, case of girls are a little better. But it's very often and probable, especially boys turn into, because girls express the nastiness in different ways. But boys bluntly, they hold on. They pouring out when they get married to their husband. Only me? And your boys in 12, they become 13 and you no longer can handle it. And they become so nasty. Why? That's my final question. Why? Don't they want to be sweet? They want to be sweet. Trust me. Because we haven't shared the sweetness. Our love as parents, I cannot explain today, but it's false love. Don't ever think parents' love is true and genuine love. Christine, don't trust your mom and dad. When I see a child, 5, 6, 7, right? 7 maybe too old. 4, 5, 6. I look at. They want their father's attention, their mother's attention. The mother is around them often, so they usually seek for the father's attention. When they look at their father, I mean, you cannot even look at God like that. Absolute trust. Absolute expectation. Guess what? Mom and daddy busy talking at others. 한나름 sales going on. Kid holding the pants and the skirt. Mommy. They simply don't have space and time. When do they have their attention to their children? When they need. So child, as they growing up, slowly despaired. And they become like teenagers. They realize, I cannot get it. He will never get this. She will never get this. They will be always busy for their business. Guess what? When they retired, they don't have things to do anymore. Then they begin to ask their children's attention. I mean, children are too busy then. Why this kind of circle intensify as history goes? Because it's not true. It's not genuine thing. Even parents and children, without God's words, without God's principle, yes, we need each other for survival. But life, sharing life, is another thing. If I am not obedient to the Word of God, the life never come. Because life only comes through the Word of God. And children, they're precious, sweet boy and girls. As they grow up, their sweetness their heart of empathizing slowly disappears. I hope someday they'll find again. However, last week, empathy. Then you cannot buy with the silver and gold. And this week, the sweetness of life. You cannot achieve this, no matter what kind of success, achievement you might have. It's simply you cannot achieve. It's all in here because we have God's life. And we are there. We are there to live out before the conditions, before the calculations, before the worries, before this and that. The first thing I'll share, no matter what kind of relationship and situation, I'll always approach with my sweetness. No one can prevent it. No one can block it. And you will see life that I live become actually life. Do I make sense? You are the only one who nodding. And I know your intention is just finish up. Yeah. Let me say that again. No matter whatever happens in our life, approach the situation and circumstance without losing my sweetness. You will realize situations will live out and actually become life God has given us. And it is blessing. Let's pray.